This is the best I've ever experienced, and if you ask any one of the lads, 95% of them will say it's the best they've ever experienced. And it's not like it wasn't like we went on golfing trips every day. We didn't go fishing, or we didn't go paintball. Or there was none of that really. There was no team nights out. We never went out, on the lash. It was. I think generally the recruitment that the manager got, he got people that you could sit down with and have a chat with. You could sit down and have a cup of tea, and you could be there half an hour or an hour and go, oh, it's at the time. It just flies by because you signed good blokes. He signed good players, don't get me wrong, but he signed good blokes as well. And I think we've all become really good mates off the pitch, and that helps so much on the pitch. If you're doing well, then everything seems okay. But when your back's against the wall a little bit, and there's someone next to you that's not necessarily pulling his weight, and you don't like him, you're going to have a go at him, and then he's going to have a go back, and all of a sudden there's that friction, and it's not good. But if there's a bloke next to you that you really like, he's a good bloke off the pitch. So on the pitch, if he's having a tough time, all of a sudden you're going to go over and go, "Come on, mate, I'll help you. I'll help you along." And if everyone's doing that, then you're all pulling in the same direction. It's a bit of a cliche, but when everyone's doing that, it's amazing how powerful it is. And that's what we're seeing this season. The power of team spirit is phenomenal. And like I say, I've been involved with it bits, and it's been really good. But sometimes you'll get a result, and all of a sudden you can see the wheels falling off, and next thing you know, there's little arguments here and there, and then all of a sudden you think, oh no, and you try and get that back, and it's so hard. But this year, when we've had the little disappointments, we've just, it's all right, guys, we'll be fine. We've got inviting characters, Pelly, Stoz, it's crazy. Football's like so full of banter. And someone walks in the room, if the whole team ignores him, it kind of feels like he's not really part of it. But I mean, the minute someone walks in, like for instance Cranston, Pele goes, "Oh my God, mate, you're missing a tooth," like that, and then he's like, "Oh," and then the lads start laughing, and they're like, "Oh, we're only joking. Come and sit down, mate. How are you?" Like all of a sudden you feel like, oh, they've noticed me. They actually care about me. Whereas if you just sat in and sat there, "All right, mate," and then just sort of carried on speaking to you about that, it doesn't have that. Whereas we've got characters like that that'll take the mickey out of you instantly, but then put their arm around you the next minute and be like, it's okay, come on. But then once you're on the pitch, it's serious. But then off the pitch, you're having a laugh again. And when things need to be cracked down, like if I need to have for instance myself, if I need to have a go at someone, I know that they're going to listen to me and respect what I have to say. Same with if Stoz has to have a go at someone or whatever, there's that mutual respect. But there's also, I know that, for instance, Munsey can take the mick out of my grey hair, and have a go and say, "Oh, here's the old man, here he is again. By the way, I am 30. So that's what we've got at the minute. And I think back to the team spirit versus money, when you've got that, all of a sudden you've got 20 going, doing everything possible to win that game. What money sometimes buys is individuals, and you see out on the pitch sometimes there's one person wants to do one thing, one person wants to do the other, and all of a sudden there's that friction like I was talking about earlier. Then there's fractions amongst the group when they're sitting down at lunchtime at training ground. You've got 4 on one table, 3 on another table, 2 over there. You look at, if you walk into our dining room, the tables aren't big enough. We've got 30 round one table, and then there's all the because everyone wants to be on that one table all together. And we'll keep opening it up. Come on, come and sit near. Don't sit on your own. So the lads have done that because they're all good blokes. But the manager's brought us here, and he's created that environment, and we're just really lucky at the minute. We've got that. Yeah, we're all definitely we're all 100% in it together and wanting to pull in the same direction, and that comes down to, again, what I'm saying, that team spirit, because it's so important. And like I say, I've never experienced as strong as I have at this club, and that's not me saying that to to try and get people on side. That is a genuine fact. You know, it's brilliant. Obviously, the manager, you've got to give him credit for trying to bring everyone involved, but the club itself and the community is just bought into what we're trying to achieve so much, and everyone wants it. And you can see on a Saturday, even when we go 1-0 down, you know, you almost sense that they're not that bothered. You know, they almost think, "Oh, good, come on, let's see if we can come back from this now." You know, it's almost like a test. You know, they feel it's like a test. Whereas I've been involved in atmosphere, and I'm sure it was the same last year. As soon as the team goes 1-0 down, everyone's honoured them, and you know, and that's only again human nature. But this year, it's just been brilliant to be involved. Like I say, the team spirit and the squad's great, but I think the whole community, the whole club has really bought into it.